We, quite frankly, we don't have the privileges that you have in the United States or that many other countries have. We can't put a sea between us and our enemies and in this way end the conflict. We have to stay there and we have to live there, and therefore peace must be much more than the end of violence. It should be coexistence. We decided to set out and to find other people, Palestinians, people from the other side, our enemies, who like us know what war is, know the horrors of fighting, and therefore can appreciate the benefits of peace. We met with them, we sat down and we talked. I won't tell you it was easy. It was very hard, and the first few meetings were very, very scary. I remember entering Bethlehem to the house of Suleiman for the first time. We were hiding there in some olive grove because it's illegal for Israelis to enter Bethlehem, and waiting to be picked up. And I remember us thinking that this is probably the dumbest thing we have ever done. And it'll be a miracle if we'll come back alive. And one of Bassam, the father of Abir, told me that he himself was very frightened to go there that evening because they thought it's going to be a police incursion or something like that, and they'll be arrested or killed by the end of the evening. But the end of the evening came, and nobody was arrested, nobody was killed. We talked, and we saw that we can agree on many things.
We are going to meet enemies, real enemies on the ground. They are not civilians. They used to be in the elite units in the Israeli army. Some of them served in the intelligence. Some of them served in the, as pilots of the helicopters, and some of them from the special units which used to chase the Palestinians and to arrest them. And from our side, most of us are ex-prisoners. We were committed completely to this kind of actions against them. So on the field, we were enemies, completely enemies. We saw each other through the weapon sights. And it's not easy to make a decision to meet them. I decided to meet them after I met President Abbas, Mahmoud Abbas. We met him in his office in Ramallah, and we met the leadership of Fatah movement also. They completely supported us and encouraged us to continue talking to those people, not to meet them and that's it. No, but they urged us to continue talking to them and to form this kind of activity. We met, and at that meeting really it wasn't an easy meeting. It was a very hard meeting for two of us, full of fear, full of suspicious, full of thoughts and hopes. At the end of that day, we find that there is a lot of things we can talk about, a lot of things we can work together to achieve, and we decided to form this new group.
We saw also something else very important that day, that when we talk like that together to other people, people listen. And when people listen, there's an opening for dialogue. And when there's an opening for dialogue, there's an opening for change, and therefore there's an opening for hope. We saw that we can go out, talk to people, and influence them. And this is what we've been doing in the last 2 years. We go with a very, very simple message. Violence leads to violence, blood leads to blood. There will be only one solution to this conflict, and everybody knows that. This is a peace agreement. The outlines of the peace agreement are pretty much known. And it's up to us to decide when this agreement will happen, because basically it's a question of time. In 100 dead, in 10,000 dead, it's up to us to decide how many kids will die before we'll sign those papers. And as long as we are not talking, children will go on dying. And we say something very, very simple. Look, we can talk. After what we've been through, after what we saw, after what we did, we can talk. And if we can talk, anyone can talk, and no one has the right not to talk. With this very simple message, we go out anywhere, and as loud as we have to, we cry it out. In the streets, in Israel, in Palestine, and in the entire world. We know that we will not reinvent the wheel. We will not produce a new agreement that will take care of all the problems. There are people who can deal with it, who can do it, who can solve the problem. We believe that if our two governments will sit together, there's no problem that cannot be solved. What we are trying to do is to promote the popular sentiments in the two communities in a way that they will force the two governments to sit down and to talk about these solutions. Now, in our organizations, we took a commitment to talk no matter what. It is very hard in such conditions to go on talking about peace, about hope, about things like that, but frankly we believe that there is no other way. And this is why we sit here in front of you and we go on, we keep on doing this too.